The Disaster Artist. So The Disaster Artist is directed by James Franco, who plays Tommy Wiseau, and this is the biopic of the making of the movie The Room, which is generally speaking unanimously agreed to be the worst movie ever made. Dave Franco plays his friend Greg, who wrote the book the movie's based on, and it's their story of them making this movie. Not only that, it's their story of their friendship. Now, first of all, James Franco actually did a great job directing this movie and starring in the movie. So you can see it as Dave Franco's character story, you can see it as Greg's story. James Franco's still in the forefront, and he does a good job. It did sound like James Franco doing a Tommy Wiseau impersonation for a bit. Then at a point, you kind of fall into it because you appreciate the general mannerisms that he has. I mean, it's not Daniel Day-Lewis or anything like that, but I thought he did a really good job. And I enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look. The Room is one of those movies that we've all, if you're a film fan, you've probably heard of The Room. Odds are everyone out there watching this has a friend within 2 degrees of separation where if you went to them and you're like, oh, I've never seen The Room, they'd be like, oh my God, we're watching that right now. Because it's so bad, it's good kind of thing. So it's just interesting to see the behind the scenes look of this movie getting made. You see the incompetence, the ineptitude. This dude should never have taken on a project. However, he didn't take on a project, he funded his own movie. Any film student out there knows what that's like. This dude just has more money than film students. But he shouldn't be directing movies, that's just apparent. But what really impressed me the most about this movie is this movie didn't go the full shit talk route. It would have been so easy to make a movie that's like, hey, look at the weird guy try to make a movie that turned out to be horrible. Oh yeah, see, isn't it horrible? It looks like it's horrible. It looks like it's set up to be horrible because he's such a weirdo and he doesn't actually understand film industry. Yeah, let's just make a movie about this bus fire, but it's really not like that. And although there are scenes where you're like, yep, Tommy Wiseau, I heard that story, and it shows that story, and yep, he is a dick to people. There's also the factual undertone where it's like he's also, you pity him. I don't mean this in a slanderous way, but he was kind of a pathetic person who really didn't have friends, and that's just apparent. And really, this is the story of these 2 guys who wanted to break into the industry, but it's just kind of impossible to do. And so while these guys were just given the finger by that industry, they were like, why not just make our own? There's something kind of inspirational about that, even though the movie didn't turn out how they had envisioned it. At least this dude tried. At least he put himself out there. So I'm really impressed that James Franco and this crew took the angle of telling this guy's story rather than talking shit about this guy. Going the route they did, having humor, showing the jokes that people who know the movie The Room would get, but also showing the heart and humanity of the people involved. That's the best way, it's the most fulfilling way to do this. Granted, at this point, this guy has no reason to really bitch about his life. He's made friends, he's made money, it's all worked out for him. But after this movie opened up, this dude was probably having a very dark stretch of many years. And the fact that this movie can take someone who is a gif, a meme, and every other kind of joke on the internet and do 2 very important yet seemingly contradictory things simultaneously. Validate all of the internet jokes by showing who this guy is, but also make you take a step back, see the guy's story, and feel for him by showing who this guy is. Guys, in the end, The Disaster Artist, it was funny, it was heartfelt. There will be more realms, angles, and areas of enjoyment for people who are fans of The Room, who have seen The Room. They'll get more of the nuance, they'll get more answers of what happened in production, they'll understand what's going on and what it's leading to when they're seeing the scenes, like, oh, I know what scene that's gonna be. They'll feel like they're in on the private joke, but for people who have not seen The Room, it's still a very funny, very touching movie about friendship. And you'll still understand what the end product is without having watched the end product. This movie did everything it needed to do. It's not just a private joke for the people who enjoy The Room, it's a movie really for everybody who can watch R-rated movies, you get it. This is a surprisingly layered character piece among 2017, and since I haven't given one of these out in quite some time, I will say The Disaster Artist is awesome-tacular. Alright guys, so The Disaster Artist, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or have you seen The Room? Have you seen that? What did you think of that? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.